Hey, concept getters, how are you? I hope you are well. I hope 2024 is treating you well, and all of us are going to get distinctions this year, right? Anyways, I don't want to waste your data and your time. Let's just go straight to this one. They want us to solve for x. As you can see on your screen, we have -7 is less than 2 minus 3x, which is also less than 8. When we read this, we can say this in here, which is 2 minus 3x, is greater than -7, because when you have an inequality like this, what's on this side, on the open side of the inequality, is the big one, and what's on the sharp end of the inequality is the small one, right? So which means when we read this, we're going to say 2 minus 3x is basically greater than -7, right? But it is less than 8. Clear? So then, every time when you solve an inequality that has two inequality signs, just know the transposing and the dividing and everything happen to both the sides. So for an example, here we have 2 that we want to eliminate. Because we are solving for x, we have to eliminate first the constant, we have to transpose. So when you transpose it, you're going to transpose it to both the sides, and it's going to change its sign, obviously. It was +2, then when you transpose it, it's going to be -2. So I'm going to have -7 minus 2 is less than, in here I'm left with -3x, then less than 8 minus 2. You see, when I transpose it to both the sides of the unequal signs, it's going to change from positive to negative because I transposed, and it's going to be minus on all the sides besides where it was from, right? So which means I'll be left with what? -7 minus 2 will be -9. So it's less than -3x, less than 8 minus 2 is 6, right? Now I want to eliminate the coefficient of x, which is -3. How do I eliminate that one? I'm going to divide all the terms by a -3. But again, guys, every time when you divide an inequality by a negative number, inequality signs will change, right? You'll just swap. If they were facing this direction, they will start facing this direction. If they were facing this direction, they will start facing this direction all the time. Even if it was just one inequality. Every time when you divide by a negative on an inequality, just know that inequality sign changes. So even with this one here, you can see that we have a -3x. That -3 next to x, which is the coefficient of x, when you divide by it on all the terms, the inequality signs will also change. So I will say divided by -3, divided by -3, divided by -3. Which means on the next step, as much as I'm going to have -9 over -3, which is going to be +3, let me write it, +3, my inequality sign changes. It's no longer this way, but it's going to be this way. Clear? Then I'll write -3 cancels -3 here, right? I'll be left with my x. And then, like I said again, this inequality, instead of being like this, is going to be like this, right? And then I will say 6 over -3 is going to give me -2. So that's going to be my answer. My x will be less than 3, but greater than -2. And that's how you solve this type of question, guys. Just know when you transpose to all the sides, and when you divide by the coefficient of your variable, you divide all the terms. And then if anything that you divided by was a negative number, the inequality signs will change. They will look in the opposite direction. But if there was no negative coefficient of anything, the inequality signs won't change. Guys, this is a very simple question, right? Anyway, remember, every time after doing simple stuff, you must remember to check out more simple stuff, right? And you're going to do what? You're going to just subscribe so that you don't miss out. And you're going to share so that others also don't miss out. And you're going to comment so that you can engage and tell me what's not and what you would like me to record a video of. And let's just talk, let's engage, let's bond. Come on, guys. But most importantly, guys, please pray for my handwriting. Yo.